Kia ora te iwi. Today's episode of Whenua Based Whānau is all around the establishment of our māra kai. This is when we first gave it a crack in year 1. I hope you fellas enjoy. Mauri ora.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage headline on a Saturday night.
Project number 1. Building our māra kai. Hoki ki tō maunga kia puri ai koe ki ngā hau o tāwhiri mātia. Return to your maunga and be cleansed by the winds of tāwhiri mātia. To be able to see maunga hukurangi every single day from our own whenua is a life goal. To be able to have the views and the lifestyles on our whenua is something that we strive for as a family. We sat and observed the whenua for a few seasons before cracking into our first major job towards a life of self-sufficiency, establishment of our māra kai. We selected a paddock relatively close to our house, trying to align with permaculture principles, making sure that we can see our paddock and try and keep on top of it as best as we can. We decided to till this year. We wanted to check the soil and the whenua to try and see what it was made out of. We wanted to see if we could build it up in the future and we could try and put back into it as best as we can. We were really lucky to have our good mates Robbie Wood and his crew come and give us a hand. They're experts in establishing māra kai and do some awesome mahi within the Gisborne region. We're definitely not short of having any of our kids help out on the whenua. It's awesome to have our kids mucking in, putting their hand in the soil, getting kai in the ground to make sure that they can look after themselves in the future. Building the skills that they need to look after their whānaus and our mokopuna. We had 2 sections within our māra kai. This first place was where we would place all of our kumara. We placed it up here because it had most access to the sun throughout the entire year. The second area is where we house most of our other kai. Our rewai, or parareka, our pumpkins, carrots, beans, and all of our corn. We also chucked some watermelons in here just to see how it went. We decided to try and use some swales, or in this case niho taniwha. We used them to try and capture the water and direct the flow down to the bottom of our whenua. These are some of the designs that came out looking beautiful, but it also had a practical purpose for our māra kai. We finished off by putting some mulch in between our rows, growing some of our carrots, some of our rewai, and then finally having a crack at some of our kānga or our corn. We used the 3 sisters technique, growing kānga, beans and squash all in one.
Pretty solid. Good bastards. That one's bent over our corn. So we're just pretty much harvesting, getting our kai today. Some good scarlet runners at the back there, or beans. Done 2 rows, that's a basket full of carrots. 2 rows on Ngāwai's planting / sprinkling method. Still got about 3 more rows with that, but we're going to save those ones for the kids. Right, so a little note that we've made at the moment is, so we've got a dwarf variety of corn here. We didn't know it was a dwarf variety of sweet corn, or kānga reka. But what's happened is we've grown some beans, as a part of the Three Sisters. We've got beans, some pumpkin and corn all growing in together. And the intention was to allow the beans to run up. What we found out, this is our first year doing this version of corn and beans, is the beans got so heavy that they actually snapped the stalks of our corn. So lesson for us was to next year either grow a bigger variety of corn or put a bit of a trellis in to allow a little bit more support for our potatoes that we've just pulled out today. Just have a bit of a look, see how our kai's coming along, and lo and behold, bloody beautiful. A couple of small Māori potatoes in there, so I'll take those up.
What a massive way to reap the rewards for growing our own kai with our now brand new māra kai. We've got carrots, we've got corn, we've got everything that we need to make sure that we can look after ourselves for the year to come. If you like what we're putting out there, Whānau, subscribe to our channel. Love to hear from you fellas in the future. Ngā mihi kia koutou, mauri ora.